Tonight I'm going to talk about kindness, about how kindness can change the world, how you can change the world. I'm going to do it by telling you 2 kindness stories. But first, what is kindness? Kindness is an expression of love, or a demonstration of love. Everybody needs love, especially when we're little. If we get a lot of love when we're little, we have a great life. It's fun. If we don't get quite that much love, not enough love, in fact, life can be pretty tough. What happens is if we didn't get filled up with love, we try and fill up with something else. And usually that's drugs or alcohol. Also, if we didn't get enough love, we feel kind of anger about it, about being shortchanged. We might feel this at a subconscious level, but it's there. And when that anger is held in and not let out, it changes. It becomes depression. It can become serious depression. It can make people kill themselves. So tonight I'm going to tell you a couple of stories about how a little bit of extra love can make a huge difference in a person's life. I want you just to imagine this extra love that someone might get as being a cup full of love. We can get a lot or a little, but we get it a little bit at a time. And let's say for someone, getting a cup full of love at the right time can make a huge difference. One time I heard this woman speaking. She was about 30, and she was telling us that when she was little, she didn't get enough love. What she did, in fact, she ran away from home as a teenager. She was suicidal. She thought about killing herself lots of times. She lived on the street. She used drugs and alcohol. And she was close. One night, a winter night, she was outside a 7-Eleven. She was cold. She had no money. She had nowhere to go. And she was hungry. And the guy in the 7-Eleven, he invited her in to get warm. Come on in. And he gave her coffee and stale donuts. She never forgot that. It stayed in her mind for several years. But it made her realize that there are kind people in the world. There are people out there willing to help if we seek them out. And that act by that guy in the 7-Eleven, that extra little cup of love that he gave to her just when she really, really needed it, saved her life because she eventually got help. And now she helps other people. It's pretty cool, huh? My next story is about a guy who also didn't get enough love when he was little. And he had problems in life later on too. But at a certain time in his life, he got an unexpected cup of love, just like this girl, like the teenage girl. And how it happened with him, he was about 5 or 6 years old. He was sick. He was laying on the couch one time with a blanket on himself. His family was ignoring him like they usually did. And the teenage girl from next door happened to come over and just happened to be there. She came over once in a while, and she sat on the couch by him, smiled at him, talked to him, and she lovingly touched his face. That was all. Years later, this guy, like the teenage girl on the street, he also thought of suicide, killing himself in different ways. But when he did, the memory of that act came back to him, and he didn't do it. We all can do things like that. All of us are capable of doing that. Tomorrow you're going to see a cup, right? And I hope that when you see that cup, you'll think about these stories. When we get old, no one is going to care if we had a 50-inch TV, an expensive car, jewelry, but they will remember and care if we were kind. So I'm inviting you to think about kindness, what it can do, how it can change the world. Every time you pick up a cup. It doesn't have to be big. Coffee and stale donuts, a smile, and a gentle touch on the face saved 2 lives. And this guy eventually went on to help others too, so other lives are being saved and helped. I do not know the name of the teenage girl on the street. I don't know the name of the guy in the 7-Eleven. The name of the teenage girl who saved the boy with kindness was named Florence Coates. And the boy that she saved was me. Thank you.